Hello, hello. Good morning. It's the 9th of October, and we are still going to be holding for the wellness and well being of everybody who is negatively impacted by Hurricane Milton and also by Hurricane Helene last week. We're also holding for Karen, who is in her journey of crossing over, and that, of course, has its own timeline, but we're holding. Um, for her and all of those who are pouring love into her right now for her journey. We are also honoring and holding for this past week anybody who's suffered a death or a loss, as I've seen a few of those go by, and just anybody who really needs it. So that is where we are today. Hi there, Angel. Hugs to you. Um, and hello, friends on YouTube and Facebook too. All right, so I have one little exciting piece of news for today that I wanted to share before I get started. This coming weekend, I've been invited to come and give a lecture at Isis Oasis Convocation in Geyserville, California. So I will be going to Isis Oasis. My presentation is on Saturday, late afternoon, and it's all about Nekbet and Wajet, the two sisters of ancient Egypt. And they have a primordial protection role of Upper and Lower Egypt, as well as a later protection role specifically of the Pharaoh. We're going to have a good time. So anybody who would like to obviously journey to Isis Oasis, you can look up Isis Oasis Sanctuary. They're selling tickets online. On Facebook, they have an event, and I will also post a link. All right, so let's get into it. So we are in the month of Hecate, and there is definitely an energy here with Hecate of vision, of clarity, protection, thresholds and boundaries, protection of the vulnerable, or those who are lost and wandering, the unlocking or the opening of the way. So let's honor Hecate with her prayer. Morphos, Phosphoros, Eilethua, wild wanderer at the crossroads, bright hostess at the thresholds, bearer of twin flames, radiant bride of night, mother of darkness, guard, guide, and lead me today. I am a deer in thy wandering herd. I am a key to thy mysteries. I am a torch in thy hand. I am a footfall along thy silent path. I am a star in thy vast heavens. I am a wave in thy fathomless seas. I am a knife that cuts cleanly. I am a soul in thy holy retinue. I am a fiber in the rope of eternity. I consecrate myself to thee this day and every day, that I may travel safely within the folds of thy saffron cloak, dive with thy aid into deep mystic waters, and dance with thee amongst the shades of my benevolent ancestors. Therefore, grant me courage and constancy, guard me and guide me, and bestow upon me thy faultless and flawless perception. Yesterday, our card was all about the creativity that we carry within us and the creative partnerships that spark us to life, that spark us to new work, new projects. Let's see what's today's card. Clairvoyance, inspiration, interpretation, and trust. Thank you, Kat. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Hi there, Joanne. Hi. Hi, Natalie. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I think it's so interesting because I just consecrated the temple, the Icium of Nekbet Wajet in the Mount Shasta Goddess Temple as our shrine to Isis. And then they reached out and said, hey, would you like to come and present on that subject? And I was like, how would they know? It was really magical. The oracle at Delphi gazes into her scrying bowl, patiently waiting for images to take shape. She knows that a message is coming, so she remains peaceful and unafraid. There are two steps to her process, however. Once she receives the information, which often comes in the form of a riddle, she must interpret its meaning. This process applies to your intuitive experience as well. Whether you realize it or not, you do have the ability to receive important messages from spirit. You also have the wisdom to make accurate interpretations. This card is telling you it's time to let go of old doubts and open up to your own clairvoyant process. Like the oracle with her scrying bowl, you might find it helpful to use specific tools and techniques. Perhaps you will be called to read oracle cards or pursue mediumship. Whatever form your intuitive process may take, let yourself be a trusting receiver. Then, take your time interpreting the message. It may seem complex at first, like you're putting together the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. But if you relax and let go of the need to perform or the need to be right, soon the answers you seek will become clear. There is something you need to know about your oracular powers. There is no wrong seeing. Everything exists in energetic potential. As energies change, outcomes you see will change as well. Be open to receiving and be patient in your interpretations. Trust yourself. You are the oracle of your eternal life. And the affirmation for today is more and more, I trust in my own intuitive process. I open to Spirit's guidance in understanding the messages I receive. Could not be more perfect, really. She's holding her branch, she's got her bowl. There's a gentle light behind her. They have her in a veil. She is gazing into the mystery, and gazing into the mystery does require trust and complete surrender. We were just teaching about this in Via Carmen Pythia year 2 last weekend, or year 1 last weekend, which the topic was mediumship, and how there's different levels of mediumship. There's the mediumship that is like kind of light aspecting, that is to say, you're aligning with an energy, you're receiving messages and you're interpreting them, but you stay centered in yourself. There's mediumship where you stay centered in yourself, but you're also allowing another being to ride in the vehicle of you and to use your voice, to use your words, your hands, your body to express a message. And then you have full transpossession, which is you take a full back seat and now the entity is driving your vehicle entirely. Layers of trust are involved at every step. Learning to do these kinds of practices, not merely to just read about them, think about them, dream about them, imagine about them, or conceptualize about them, but actually allowing the process to happen is an art form. It's a beautiful art form. It's a sacred and timeless art form. Each of us can become that channel. And one of the things that I think is so important about it is that awareness that messages change over time, that there isn't just one road, that when you are a seer, your job is to see all the possible truths that may unfurl yet from this moment, and then to see amongst them which appear to be the most likely to actually happen. Because there are destinies that are unfolding in other universes. I'm getting really esoteric. We're going all the way here. There are destinies unfurling in other universes that if you are a true seer, you can perceive, even if you're not interacting with them. And if those unfurling possibilities in other timelines seem to help your understanding of this timeline, then you are kind of uniting with or channeling versions of yourself that are elsewhere. So you're not only channeling, like when we think about channeling and mediumship, we're thinking about something else coming in. But we don't often think about channeling or mediumship as something already there coming out, coming up, arising. And that is just as potent. The selves that you are in this universe and many universes are all also available to you just as much as calling in an external being. And in fact, I might argue, easier for you to work with. And the selves of all that you are in all possible universes and timelines, in your essence, those selves are one with the oneness. And if you really follow this all the way to the end, you really understand that it was never anything outside of you. It was always within you. Your capacity to even perceive something is an entrainment with that. So even if you yourself are thinking that you're channeling something outside of you, really ask yourself, is it outside of me? Or have I just surfaced and potentiated something that was there all along? A Dharma view of channeling. All right, that's our short bit for today. I really went deep on that one. Hope it was helpful. Now let's dive into our practice with 3 prostrations before the shrine of Kuan Yin. And I want to just say, oh, Leslie, sending you lots of love as you are getting this removed. I'm so glad it's coming off and that you caught it now. And then for everybody else, let's dive in. For everybody now, let's dive in. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention today for all those impacted by the path of Hurricane Milton, for all those impacted by Hurricane Helene, and for Karen, for Leslie, for everyone who is struggling with something personal today. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Kuan Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Om Ahum. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Kuan Yin, remain until the end of samsaric existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guan Yin Pusa, calling upon Kuan Yin and asking her to please issue protection for all of those in harm's way. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Yin Pusa. Namo Guan Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guan Shi Yin Pusa. 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 And a brief prayer by Gyaltse Tokme Zangpo for the Mani reciter of Kam. Lama Jangkun Chuksum Lakchak Salo, Dakni Changchukni Por Chike Bar, Gangdang Gangdu Kipa de Dang Der, Tadu Tuje Champo Jitzinching, Gusum Gewe Chila Chaparsho, Jamdang Ningje Champo Kunlangne, Tuje Champo Duljargir Panam, Lame Changchuk Chala Gopechir, Tuje Champo Trinleje Parsho. Homage to the Guru and Three Jewels. From now until I reach the essence of awakening, wherever I may be reborn, in that place may I always follow the great compassionate one and dedicate my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Inspired by loving kindness and supreme compassion, in order to lead all Mahakarunika's followers to supreme and unsurpassable awakening, may I carry out the great compassionate one's activity. Lama Dankun Suksum Lak Chaksalo, Dakni Changchutni Por Chike Bar, Gangdang Gangdu Kepa de Dang Der, Tadu Tuje Champo Jitzinching, Kusum Gewe Chila Chaparsho, Jamdang Ningje Champo Kunlangne, Tuje Champo Duljargapanam, Lame Changchu Cholago Pechir, Tuje Champo Trinleje Parsho. And now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum, asking for our psychic sight to be strong, asking for assistance with discerning a true message, asking for support with the ability to interpret the messages that come, and asking for the possibility of self-arisen messages, messages that come from the depths rather than from outside. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my blessed teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for Lama Dechin Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessing of the immortal Pema Jungne and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of supreme bliss, Yeshe Wangmo, be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Kuan Yin in our hearts. Namo Guan Yin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Kuan Yin, bow to one another, and bow to the inner teacher. Wishing everyone a great day. Hope that you are able today to receive the messages that arise from the depths, as well as the messages that come from without, and have success in interpreting them. Take care. Be back tomorrow.